Okay. Okay, so yeah, let's see how this one goes. Looks like they're building a second launch tower out there. By the way, this thing, all the water that they dump here, which goes directly into the federally protected wetlands directly behind it. I was going through their environmental protection review. No, it's they test for like half a dozen toxic metals, that sort of thing. And SpaceX is like 30 times outside the limit on 5 of them. And their mercury levels were something like 10 million times the federally allowed limits. And then they corrected it, and it came down to was it 1,000 times the allowable limit for industrial discharge. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So boom, boom, and you guaranteed if you had the bit of a lean on that. Okay. Oh, right at sunrise. Nice timing. And they've the sound. That's an awfully red flame. That's an awfully red flame. Maybe it's just their cameras. Yeah, maybe. So previously the flame looked more transparent. Usually, the redder the flame, the more soot particulates you've got in it. Oh yeah, the liquid oxygen is significantly lower than the. Yeah, liquid oxygen's. Oh, what the hell's going on here? Their liquid oxygen's like 10% lower than their methane. Huh. Or maybe it was like that. If you take a look at the upper stage, they're short on the liquid oxygen as well. Okay. So, what are we in? We're a minute 20 in. Okay, all engines going. A little bit of a flicker there. So this is mostly just going high at the moment. The altitude, I think it's 25 kilometers is there, or is it 20? No, it's 40 kilometers, 25 miles. There we go. I'm not so sure I like the greenish hues. This doesn't look right. It didn't look like that last time, but it's awfully symmetric. Maybe it's good. But it didn't look like that last time. It might be that their cameras are different, right? So these things, they're flames, so they can put off quite a lot of ultraviolet. So depending on whether your cameras are actually sensitive to that sort of thing. And what are we at? 49. I think staged at like 40 kilometers. Okay. Well, I don't greatly keep up to speed with the details of this. The important thing is that this is not a very sensible way of actually getting to the moon. Hey, his grid fins are doing something. Me or that grid fin sort of depress or something. Oh, maybe they do flop down a bit to okay, to lessen the impact of staging. Okay. Oh, that's when we're the one that dramatically blew up. So it's going to do a bit of a boost back. Overwhelmingly, what it's going to do is just fall back down to ground. Yeah, it's basically falling from whatever. Oh, it stages higher than I thought. Okay, 80 kilometers. Bizarrely enough, the upper stage is the same. That they've got a little bit more methane in there than they have oxygen. So if you take a look at the velocities now, one of them, yeah, it's got to come all the way back, the booster. So, and that's the booster's engines going out. Okay. So the booster is now in freefall. This looks, yeah, the real challenge that they've got here is when they actually kind of take something to orbit. Like, you know, even if you can get all of this to work, it's all kind of naught if your rocket weighs more than its payload it can take. Yeah. So the one thing that I'm pretty certain that we're not going to see is the thing that we saw on, what was it, the third flight? They bleed together a bit now, but what the hell's that? Are they dumping something? There? Oh, this might be venting your tanks or something because, yeah, when it lands, like I was saying, the actual burn, yeah, this will be probably, I don't know, I'm making this up. What? Yeah, you've got to vent the tanks, otherwise it's a colossal bomb when it lands. What the hell's that thing that's fallen off? Oh, the interstage? I don't know. I should. I don't. I really don't care that much about the details of these things. But yeah, one of the nice things about the shuttle was when it landed, it wasn't a bomb. Now, admittedly, you don't need a whole lot. The relight that it does for the actual landing. Oh, those are flames. Something there? Oh, it's dumping the extra methane and it's caught fire on the engines, if I had to guess. Oh, no, that doesn't make any sense. There's not enough oxygen at 24 kilometers to get a... I don't think you can get sensible flames at 20 kilometers. Okay, we're in... Oh. Okay. Look terribly straight. Right, so yeah, it's falling at the moment at about the speed of sound, right? So it's just in free fall, and you only have to light the engines for the last few seconds to actually lose that energy. This is also incidentally why, you know, reusing the... Okay, we're good on all of the relights. Bits flying off. Yeah, this looks fine. Lots of methane. All right, so they had to dump all the methane, because otherwise, okay, not bad. And yeah, now is the tricky bit. Is you've got to get all of the fuel out of this. Yeah. Well, congratulations on landing the booster. Yeah, works, I guess. Yeah. Oh, and finally, they're actually cheering at something that's not blowing up. That's, yeah, good on you, boys. Yeah, your mind's blown. So, what have we actually? Right, the next real deal comes, like, can you actually get the upper stage, right? This, it's nice, not, it's still on fire. But you know, as long as you've vented most of your propellant out of your main tanks and you're only using the header tanks, it's much less of a bomb than it used to be. So, So, next question. How much did it actually take? You know, for those who are actually still the SpaceX fans, how much did it actually take to orbit this time? You know, I mean, the fifth flight of the Saturn V went to the moon? Yeah. And that's... The third flight of the Saturn V went to the moon. The fifth flight actually took men down towards the moon. SpaceX was meant to be doing that 2 years ago. Yeah. Meanwhile, this is, like I was saying, this is the actual tricky bit, is the high energy component of the system. So it looks like we just shut our engines down. I'm still kind of perplexed at the chat, but yeah, I've got a lot of crow to eat because, you know, but Musk is the one who was predicting this thing should be landing on Mars 2 years ago. It's venting, by the way. That's the base of it is venting. Next question. Does the upper stage actually survive without melting? Cope. Whatever. So, yeah, it's the upper stage is not. Yeah, is that swaying gently in the wind? I think it is. Huh. Yeah. So now all he's got to do is work out how to